Since 2006, scene heads have rallied around MLB The Show as the most authentic baseball experience yet. No wonder it's the #1 rated and #1 selling baseball franchise on PlayStation 3 ever. And now the jocks behind MLB 11 The Show have stepped things up once again by bringing us pure analog controls. Whether it's pitching, fielding, or hitting, you're now in full control of your game. We're at SCEA San Diego to break down how to work these sticks to your advantage. And with new features like co-op gameplay and a revamped Road to the Show, there's really something for every gamer. Batter up. What makes using analog more intuitive than the face buttons?
Well, it's a process. If you're using the buttons, you're just pressing X or circle or square. With our analog control scheme, it's different for fielding, it's different for hitting, and it's different for pitching. And we think the transition should be smooth for most players because we've based all of these controls on what we think happens in real baseball. For pure analog pitching, it's basically a rock motion. You pick your pitch, you set your pitch location, and you have to set your high and low. So you rock the right analog stick back and you'll see a little yellow line represented on the screen. Once the ball hits that yellow line, you want to press up to set your high and low. If you are a little late on pressing up, your pitches are a little bit lower in the zone. You're a little early, your pitches are a little bit higher in the zone. Now when you press up, depending on if you're trying to paint the corners, you actually have to aim for the target when you're going on that up motion. If you miss your target to the right, your pitches tend to drift more to the right. Miss to the left, your pitches would tend to drift more to the left. Batting, stride, and swing. Pure analog stride and swing batting. When a pitch crosses the plate, you want to stride, so you pull back on the stick and you'll actually see the animation in game of the batter striding back. Right when the pitch comes across the plate, you actually want to press forward to finish the follow through and swing through the pitch. Not only do you have to swing forward, but you actually have to swing towards the side of the plate that the pitch is coming. So if the pitch is off to the right side of the plate, you actually need to swing to the right. If it's to the left, you need to swing to the left. And you also need to make sure that your stride is smooth. If you have a really herky-jerky stride and you're not timing it correctly, you're gonna take contact and power penalties and you're not gonna get a ton of hits. So it's a learning curve. Pure analog fielding, you basically preload all your throws. So if the balls hit the center field, you want to throw to first base, you just press over to the right on the right analog stick and you'll see a power meter fill up. You want to throw really hard, you hold over to the right until it fills up. And accuracy is done in that press as well. If you're pretty dead center pressing to the right, you'll see this green indicator under your player which tells you this is going to be a really accurate throw. If it's a little off, you'll see a yellow indicator and a red indicator. Red indicator means it's an error. So you have to be actually accurate, the true north, true south, east and west. This year, all errors are user control. It's no longer a roll of the dice with the computer logic, and that's how pure analog fielding works.
Unlike in previous games, MLB 11 boasts a dynamic error system. Margins of error are determined by individual player stats, no matter if you're on the mound, in the field, or at the plate. Accuracy is a must. Button-free bunting isn't the only new addition. From the look of the players to online mode, 11's got that freshly mowed lawn smell.
We have a brand new player rig. You'll see very drastic differences in one, the shoulder proportions, and two, the arm proportions. And we have a couple more bones in the hands, and our player models just look much better in proportion to what real MLB players look like. And this makes the game animate better, makes the game play better. We think people will notice this as soon as they turn the game on.
Coming to the show for the first time, you've also got co-op gameplay. What do you guys have planned for that?
You can do 2 versus 2 if you're sitting at home, so 4 of you can be playing on one console talking trash. Or you can do two people at one console, 2 people at another console and play online that way. So if you want to pitch the entire game, you want the other person to hit, you can play that way. If you want to alternate pitching, you can play that way. If you always want to be the outfield and you want your opponent always to be the infield, you can set those parameters as well so you know who to complain about when you're having errors with our new analog control scheme.
Online mode gets a boost with Challenge of the Week. Players can log on to try their skills at batting up as many points as possible in a single inning. The player who bats up the most points at the end of the week wins a major prize. Now, it wouldn't be the show without the game's RPG-like mode, Road to the Show. Ostensibly, it's the same goal: nurture your player from the minors to the majors. This time, though, you'll have the help of the Player Performance Evaluator, where you'll acquire training points used to enhance and customize your player's attributes.
we just look at your good at bats, or if you're a pitcher, we look at your batter's face. So we just look at the result. You hit a home run, great. You see 7 pitches in that bat, that's a good at bat, great. And that's how we give you training points now. So it's all dynamically done based on your performance. Then it works vice versa as a pitcher. You get 3 pitch strikeouts, 4 pitch groundouts, you'll get more training points. Once the at bat's over, we'll show you if it was a good at bat, a bad at bat. And if you're a pitcher, we'll show you the batter's face and we'll tell you how many points you gain. If you want to be a fast first baseman, you just start dumping all your points into speed. You want to be a high contact guy, you take all those points and dump them into contact.
As promised, we got hands-on with the show's pure analog controls, and here are our top tips for playing with your sticks.
Oh, let's get out.
First up, pitching.
Well, pitching, obviously you want to keep everything pretty much low in the zone. And with analog, it's really important to pay attention to your accuracy meter on the bottom. Because if you start missing that meter on the top side, you'll start to climb those pitches. Then you'll start throwing those meatballs, which you definitely want to avoid.
Swing and a miss.
Next up, fielding.
For fielding, you just preload. As soon as the ball's hit in play, you want to preload your throw as soon as you can, because those will give you the best animations. If you wait too long, your throw's gonna be late, the guy may be safe.
And last up, hitting.
You have to pay attention to your stride. You can't cheat the system, so you can't just hold back on the right analog stick and wait for the pitch to come and then just jam up on the stick, because it's gonna give you massive contact and power penalties. You actually wanna take the approach as a real batter, make sure your stride's at the right time, make sure you swing through the pitches, get good contact. So 0-2 count, you're fouling pitches off. This is exactly what you wanna do on a baseball game, and that's gone. You just hit a home run.
If analog isn't the brew for your beer helmet, face button gameplay is still an option.
So if you're just now getting into the game and you want to try it out, we think pure analog is great. For the veterans of the series who want to try it out but maybe want to go back to the old style, it's still there, it's still in the game, we still worked on it. So we think we have something for everybody when it comes to hitting.
Whether you're a rookie or a legend, this is one show you don't want to miss.
And this one is gone.